A woman in Enugu was pregnant for 21 years, but when she finally gave birth, even the doctors ran away. Nnenna was just 23 when she got married to Chijioke, a businessman in the town. Like every couple, they dream of having children, and soon she got pregnant. At first, everything seemed normal. She did hospital check-up, took her vitamins, and waited for the 9-month mark. But then something strange happened. By the 9th month, there was no labor pain. This left her family confused. By the 2nd year, doctors said it was a hormonal imbalance. By the 5th year, they told her maybe this baby stopped growing. But how could this baby stop growing when she still felt movement inside her? Her husband took her to the best hospitals, even abroad. But every scan showed nothing unusual, yet she knew something was inside her. Friends and family started distancing themselves. Some pastors told her it was a spiritual attack. Others whispered that she had done something unnatural to get pregnant. Then, after 21 years, on a cold night in her home, it happened. She woke up with a sharp pain in her stomach, not normal contraction. This felt like something was trying to force its way out. Her husband rushed her to the hospital, but the moment the doctor saw her on the hospital bed, he stepped back in shock. "Madam, this is not a normal pregnancy. What did the doctor see? Was Nnenna carrying a child or something the world wasn't ready for?" Inside the emergency room at St. Mary's Specialist Hospital in Enugu, doctors surrounded Nnenna's hospital bed. Her scream echoed through the halls, but no one knew how to help her. Dr. Martins, the senior doctor, stared at the ultrasound screen in confusion. He had delivered hundreds of babies in his career, but this was different. "Madam, push," one nurse urged, but no matter how hard Nnenna pushed, the baby refused to come out. Minutes turned to hours. Nnenna was sweating, her breathing uneven. The doctor knew they had to act fast. "We had to do an emergency C-section," Dr. Martins announced. Nurses rushed to prepare the surgical tools. Chijioke stood outside the room sweating, his hands shaking. "Doctor, is my wife going to be okay?" he asked. Dr. Martins hesitated before answering. "We will do our best, but this is not a normal pregnancy." As Dr. Martin began the operation on Nnenna's stomach, boom, the entire hospital went dark. The backup generator failed to come on immediately. The only light in the room came from the small glowing screen of a nurse's phone. And in that dim light, they heard something that made their blood run cold. A giggling sound coming from inside Nnenna's stomach. The doctors froze in terror. What was inside her? Why was there laughter before the baby was even born? As Nnenna lay unconsciously on the operating table with her stomach partially opened and a giggling sound still coming from inside her womb, the hospital lights were suddenly restored. Dr. Martins, his hand shaking, forced himself to continue the surgery. "We have to get this baby out now," he ordered. A nurse handed him a scalpel, and with one careful moment he reached inside. And then he dropped the scalpel and screamed. The nurses rushed forward to see what happened. The baby had grabbed his hand. And that wasn't the worst part. As Dr. Martin slowly pulled the child out, everyone in the room stepped back in horror. Lying there on the hospital bed, covered in blood after birth, was a newborn baby girl. But her head, her face was not that of a baby. It was the face of a 21-year-old woman. Her eyes opened slowly, staring straight ahead. Her lips moved, and in a weak voice she whispered, "Chijioke, do you remember me?" In that moment, Chijioke collapsed on the floor. Who is this child, and why does she know Chijioke's name? As the hospital room was dead silent, her eyes locked onto Chijioke, the father, and in a weak voice, she kept saying, "Chijioke, do you remember me?" Chijioke's heart started pounding. "No, it's not possible," he shouted. But then, the baby's lips curved into a small smile. "You left me on that cold road 21 years ago." That was when Chijioke's memory flashed back 21 years ago. He was driving through a lonely street at night, returning from a party carelessly. He knocked down a poor street hawker. Due to fear of being jailed, he buried her that night without telling anyone. Chijioke fell to the ground and shouted, "No, no, no." Suddenly, the hospital lights went off. and everywhere was completely dark.